indeed. Thank you. We now move on to item 9, South Yorkshire Airport City. Final approvals required to support the full reopening of the airport. I will introduce this item. Can I remind members that Appendix 1, 2 and 3 of the report are exempt. If any member wishes to discuss the appendices, the public and press will be asked to leave the room and be brought back into the room following those deliberations. Fully reopening Doncaster Sheffield Airport is my number one priority. As I have said previously, this is the people's airport, and in the medium to long term, it can be the jewel in the crown of Doncaster and South Yorkshire economy. A fully reopened Doncaster Sheffield Airport will be a catalyst for jobs and skills, better transport links, new housing and economic growth, offering unrivalled opportunities and impact across Doncaster, South Yorkshire and the North, and is seen as an asset and opportunity of national significance. Supporting a thriving airport and its long-term future would ensure a positive and optimistic future for Doncaster and the wider region. The report states that a proposition that utilises external resources for the purpose of reopening the DSA, which acts as a catalyst for housing, jobs, skills and economic growth, are hugely significant to Doncaster. The rationale for the recommendations is to provide the very best possible scenario for Doncaster. Simply, there is no other proposition that can deliver this impact and scale of opportunities. The report brings together the financial approvals required, as well as an overall funding outlook and forecasts. It asks for the approval for the remaining financial elements, including acceptance of Simca's funding that was agreed in September. In total, up to 160 million is available over the next 9 years across a range of funding mechanisms to support the airport relicensing process and early operations in order to get the airport fully operational. The report sets us with clarity and probity and challenges and opportunities, and that are inherent of a programme of this size and scale. The report outlines the work of South Yorkshire Airport City Programme, the initiative to fully reopen the airport, and stages that have been completed up to this point, including the establishment of Fly Doncaster Limited, the council-owned operator, and the work with our strategic partner, Munich Airport International. Whilst passenger and freight forecasts are scoped at a lower level, of which some would consider prudent, these would rise as the profitability of the airport grows. There is also 20% contingency baked into the funding scenario. The funding provided to Fly Doncaster Limited is a loan from CDC, paid in part through the Simca funding approved in September. These loans to Fly Doncaster are set to be repaid to CDC with interest. The report also sets out that the airport and gateways will bring in considerable business rates which have not been included within the financial modelling before us today. With the investment zone designation and the ability to generate and use business rates, over the 25-year plan, this could result in around 300 million of income, of which 75% would be retained by CDC. Nearly every day I get stopped in the street or in the shops, and the number one topic of conversation is our airport. The residents and businesses of Doncaster are incredibly passionate, like me, want to see our airport fully reopened as soon as possible. As I announced yesterday, I will shortly be launching a consultation to gauge views on how often our residents and businesses would like to use the airport, what destinations would you like to see served, and asking for any interesting stories when they used the airport previously. This is the largest single investment in Doncaster for more than a generation, with unrivalled economic opportunities for our residents and businesses. It has gone through scrutiny and extensive due diligence over the last 12 months, and now I just want to see our airport fully reopened. I ask that Cabinet support the report before us today. Thank you. Any questions or comments, please?
Thank you. Yes, Chair. I do today recommend acceptance of the funding from South Yorkshire Mayoral Combined Authority to progress at pace the Doncaster Sheffield Airport reopening. The business case projects 5,000 jobs directly by 2050 and presents a cost-benefit ratio of 9:1. As I say, Chair, I welcome this report. I welcome the funding. I welcome the opportunity to get DSA back up and running and provide Doncaster people with those well-paid, good, experienced jobs. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I fully support this report, which marks a pivotal moment in Doncaster's future. Our commitment to fully reopening of Doncaster Sheffield Airport and the take-off of South Yorkshire Airport City. This is more than an infrastructure project. It's a transformational opportunity to reshape our city's economy, connectivity and global presence. But let me be clear, the reopening of Doncaster Sheffield Airport is not a nostalgic gesture. It's a strategic investment backed by robust evidence. This is a project with national significance, regional backing and overwhelming public support. Over 130,000 people signed petitions calling for the airport's return. The message is clear. Doncaster wants its airport back, and we are ready to deliver. But this is not just about planes and passengers, it's about skills, jobs, sustainability and connectivity. Let us seize this moment. Let us back the fully reopening of Doncaster Sheffield Airport. Let us develop South Yorkshire Airport City, and with it a brighter, more prosperous future for Doncaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I would just like to reinforce what you've just said, in that this is the largest single investment in Doncaster for more than a generation. With unrivalled economic opportunities, it has gone through scrutiny and extensive due diligence at local, regional and national level over the last 12 months. And I think I speak for the majority of Doncaster residents and businesses, and that we just want to see our airport fully reopened. So let's crack on.
Thank you, Chair. I do want to speak about the project, the reopening of DSA, here in the Doncaster Metropolitan Borough area. We have seen a successful airport close. This closure was done because of a commercial decision. Overwhelming numbers of Doncaster residents want the airport open to deliver jobs, growth, innovation, wages, and to be a hub of assets to grow Doncaster's future. Doncaster Airport is a growth generator, and it will spur on Doncaster, its residents and its businesses to enhance Doncaster and its communities. This project is needed to enhance not only Doncaster, but its near neighbours too. For far too long, this massive runway and its associated activities has remained unused. When the south of England demands more runways for their congested airspace, we have the capacity here to meet demand. This asset needs using and can bring Doncaster and the services, jobs, training, innovation and growth Doncaster deserves. Doncaster, its residents and its community needs this investment for all our futures. I wholeheartedly support investing in Doncaster. I agree to the funding package to reopen the airport, South Yorkshire Airport City, and relicense Doncaster Sheffield as our airport. Who else will bring such a large investment vehicle to Doncaster? There is no other plan to bring large numbers of the jobs, the investments, the skills, the employment opportunities that this project will supply. Therefore, I support the reopening of our airport. Thank you, Chair.
And can I also add that scrutiny have actually responded in respect of going through the airport, and I'd like to formally accept their letter in our responses. So with that, I'm going to ask, is there a proposal to agree the recommendations as set out within paragraph 7 of the report?
Move it, Chair.
Is that seconded?
I'll second it.
Therefore, the report is agreed. The recommendations are agreed, and we have accepted scrutiny's letter that formally accepts what's coming. So with that, that concludes all the items that we've got on the agenda today. I thank each and every one for coming along to this, and I will now close the meeting. Thank you all.